So welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video where we're going to be talking about Data Pack 4, alright? Data Pack 4 was released a couple of days ago and, I did a bit of a what was included, right? I showed you the faces and the different iconic players and the ball and all that, right? They added all that stuff, but I did state that there wasn't any gameplay changes, right? It really felt the same and all that. However, saying this, I've changed my mind, quite drastically actually. I think the problem was, I mentioned this in my Master League video, that the day I downloaded or I started playing PES with Data Pack 4, it came out with some maintenance stuff. So I wasn't really allowed to download like the player data or the teams and the club data. You tick the boxes and it downloads. There was maintenance going on. Now it did the update in the background, so it did say it was 1.04. But the gameplay felt the same for me, and that's why in that video I said it was the same. There wasn't any real changes. I showed that the AI was still ridiculously clinical. There are 4 attempts, they scored 4 goals. And that still is there. I mean, it can still happen. But I sat down the other day after that, and I played a good 7-8 matches, all 15-minute halves. I do play on manual, by the way, so I haven't tested this out with basic. But the consensus is this. The game seems to have got harder. I'm not even going to lie. I would normally dominate matches quite a lot, and there are still moments where I do. But the AI seems to have become a little bit smarter. They are pinging it around a lot more. They're keeping possession. They're working it through. A little bit too much at times. I mean, I have had matches where I'm playing teams that are, it's an FA Cup match or a Coppa Italia match. I'm playing a team in a lower division and they're still playing like Barcelona, which it does annoy me when teams do that on manual. But saying that, it is nice to see that the AI seems to have a bit more of a brain, right? I've got some gameplay here. I've sort of compiled. I basically recorded all these matches on the PlayStation 5. I scored a few cracking goals, worked them well. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, the matches were tougher. The AI was smarter. The response times, this is the thing, guys, though. This is the thing, and I want you guys to test this theory out for me, because I've seen it happen a few times, where I'm playing a match and everything feels sluggish and slow. There is sort of this phase in the match where the response times are lacking, and I don't know why this happens. And then all of a sudden, there's like a switch, and it goes off. And suddenly now, your team feels more responsive and they feel quicker and sharper, and you just have that element of surprise that you didn't have before. And I've seen this happen in Master League now time and time again. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a handicap thing that goes against you, a programming problem, but it happens too often for me where, as I say, my team is dumb and they're slow and they're unresponsive, and then like that, suddenly now the team is quicker, more responsive, and I feel like, someone like Dybala can turn faster. Ronaldo is suddenly quicker. And I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's just a way in Master League to make it harder for you. But that's something that kind of annoys me, and I would like them to fix it. But overall, yes, guys, it seems like the gameplay has been tweaked. They've done something to it. I don't know what exactly, because they never list them. Which, please, Konami, start listing what you do. Even if... This is why it's hard, right? And this is why it's difficult to come out with a data pack review, because you don't know what's been done. No one tells you, and you get the same little snippet of, there's been adjustments to make the gameplay smoother or whatever. That's all they put out there. So we don't actually know what we're looking for. But then when you go in there and you start playing the matches and you realize, well, hang on a minute, the game does feel a little bit sharper and it's a little bit smoother. But you don't really know what you're looking for. Now, I will say this much. The referees haven't changed. The goalies haven't changed. They're still superhuman at times, and it's a mixed bag. I mean, you can play against a goalie that's rated 75, and he's saving everything under the sun, and then suddenly you play a goalie that's 85, and he's missed a sitter. Those kind of annoyances where it's just not consistent is my biggest gripe with the game. The consistency. I think that's the key word here. Consistency is not consistent enough. But yes, the referees are still dumb. That entirely goes down to the collision system. I'm not seeing as many kind of... I used to see it a lot where the players would sort of run off. It would hit them, hit their leg, hit their arms, and they would just sort of run off and they'd forget where the ball is. I didn't really see as much of that playing, the 10 matches that I played. I mean, I did play a lot of games, guys, okay? I made sure that I would sit down and play not just 1 or 2 matches. I'm playing 8-9 games, all 15 minutes long, so I can get a good feel for if there are any changes, tweaks, and enhancements. You know, I will show you a match probably in this video where I played Chelsea. And normally when I play Chelsea, they're not really that great. You know, when you play... You guys have seen it in Master League and you play a derby match, right? Derby matches are the worst. The rivalry matches are the worst. They're constantly pressuring you. They're constantly up your backside and you can't really play football. And then there's that whole unresponsive problem. That doesn't help. But when I played Chelsea, now I was Juventus, granted. There's no rivalry here. There's no derby game. This is a Champions League match, though. Actually, this was Europa League. It wasn't even Champions League. But Chelsea came out the blocks flying. I actually ended up beating them, I think, 3 or 4-0. But that was because I managed to sort of withstand the onslaught at the beginning of the match where Chelsea were just ridiculous. They were coming at me hammer and tongs, and I managed to fight through it. I will show the match, hopefully, in this video. But a match like that was never happening in Data Pack 3. The AI weren't closing me down as much. And I just feel like they have been programmed or refined a little bit. That's what I'm getting out of playing Data Pack 4. Of course, let me know your comments below. But yeah, the overall opinions, guys, for me, is that the game's being tweaked, all right, with the gameplay. It's more responsive. The AI seems smarter. There are still these problems. And let me know, like I said, test it out, guys. Play Master League. If you play Master League, you will know there is this way of the game becoming unresponsive at times, and then all of a sudden like that, a switch goes off and suddenly the game feels responsive again. I don't know why it keeps happening. I've tried this on PC. I've tried this on PlayStation. Seems to be a reoccurrence. If Konami would fix these inconsistencies, then the game would become and feel a lot better. It also happens online too, and that's why people get annoyed, because your players start doing things that you don't ask to, because the responsiveness on the controller just goes, you know, and slaps you in the face. But yeah, overall, ladies and gents, if there's any ladies playing PES, fantastic. Yeah, the game has definitely been enhanced for the better with the gameplay. Now, there are still problems, yes. The goalies are still doing stupid things. Not the goalies, but I mean the referees are still calling non-fouls and the goalies are still superhuman. But overall, I will say the gameplay is better. It's faster, yes. It might also be a little bit quicker because of the response times. But overall, I've enjoyed this data pack so far. It's been more of a challenge. In fact, at times, I thought Superstar was legend. So if you want more of a challenge, this might be the one for you, and you may even have to put the difficulty down if it's becoming too much. But overall, on manual at least, I don't know about basic. I haven't been playing on basic. I don't really touch it anymore. But on manual, the game has been tweaked. It has been. I don't know what Konami have done, but they've done something. So you let me know your thoughts below. But I will hold my hands up and say yes. When I said there wasn't any refinements, then there are. I don't think I got the full download. Something didn't work, but ever since then, it's been tougher, and that is certainly the case. Anyway, until next time, hope you guys did enjoy it. Subscribe for more. We're back shortly. It was just a short and sweet one today, just to give you my thoughts that yes, Data Pack 4, there's something happening. So if you haven't played PES in a while, give it a bash, and maybe you'll see the differences. But until next time, subscribe for more, your daily dose of PES. We'll be back with Master League as always, and take care.
Coleman plays it in, has a goal! It's there! And late in the day, a telling moment.